Namaste viewers and welcome to Radio Football. And yes, I am back. Uh, I was absent for a long time and I did not post anything on YouTube for the past couple of months, I think. But that was due to I had my board examinations recently. Now they are over, and I hope to make videos much more regularly. That's what I like to do. And I know there are a lot of pending topics that I do want to make videos on, especially the Champions League draw and the Barcelona, you know, circus that is going on. They're now into the Europa League, round of 32 against Napoli, tough fixture. I will make videos on those topics, but today I want to make a video on the Premier League and what is going on in the top four and the top six. So let's start. At the start of the season, we all thought it was going to be a four-horse title race between Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Liverpool. While of course Manchester United have fallen off that title race due to their poor form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it still remains a three-horse race with Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea being in the fray. Last night Chelsea drew against Everton 1-1. Very disappointing. You know, they should have got the 3 points. They failed to do so. They failed to get the job done. And I knew that they had some injury issues. Of course, Hudson Odoi was out, Lukaku was out, Werner was out. But they simply cannot make any excuses for their failure to grab the 3 points last night. I mean, Everton also had injury issues. They fielded some of the under 23 kids because they had to, and they Everton just did what they do, sat back in the defensive block and just try to defend the whole game, get a goal on the counter. They scored with a set piece, but Chelsea lack the cutting edge, which has been evident in multiple fixtures now. We saw how against Burnley they got a 1-1 draw. They dominated the whole the game but could not get the win. The same happened last night against Everton. They dominated the whole game, could not get the win. And Chelsea have to get over this. They need to have that cutting edge. They need to know how to win those fixtures where your opposing team just sits back and defends with all their might and just wants to get a goal on the counter. I said at the start of the season that Chelsea are not going to be able to be properly challenging for the Premier League title because of the sole reason that this represents. Chelsea can't beat every team in the Premier League. That is a fact. Almost nobody can beat every team in the league. But if you do want to win the Premier League, you have to win the most amount of games that you should win on paper. Hear me out. This might seem a little confusing, but the games against Norwich, Burnley, the teams that are not that great, you have to win those fixtures. And Chelsea have failed to do so. They did not win against Burnley, which they should have won that game. They did not win against Everton last night. They failed to beat Man United. Of course, they have more quality than Man United. Come on, they failed to beat all of those three teams, and that is what they lack: consistency in getting the 3 points. On the other hand, Manchester City have been doing great in getting those 3 points against the teams that they should beat. The Burnleys, Norwich that we talk about. Now they're on a 7 match winning streak, if I'm correct. And it's not like they have had the most easiest of fixtures. They had Aston Villa, Wolves, West Ham, which are not very easy fixtures, but they beat all of them and they absolutely smashed Leeds 7-0. While on the other hand, Chelsea barely scraped through and got a 3-1 win. So I said at the start of the season that Man City are going to win the league, and I stand by my statement because Man City are the most consistent team in the Premier League. Liverpool too are quite consistent, but just a bit far off than Manchester City. Man City Liverpool were beaten by West Ham 3 goals to 2. Chelsea were beaten by West Ham 3 goals to 2. But Manchester City, they beat West Ham at the Etihad, and it was poor conditions, snow all over the pitch, but they still beat him. And Manchester City know how to get the job done. That's how they've been winning the league titles 17, 18, 18, 19 last season, and they'll probably win this season as well. I don't know, but I think that Chelsea, if not now, they will be out of the title race very soon, just because they lack that consistency to win the games that they should win on paper. It's going to become a two-horse race sooner rather than later. So now that we have talked about that, let's talk about the top four spot. The remaining, we know that Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City are going to finish the top three, but who is going to get that top four spot? Of course, we have many teams vying for it. Arsenal, West Ham, Manchester United, Leicester, and Spurs seem the obvious candidates at the moment. I wouldn't count Leicester in because they're quite a few points off that top four spot. But Arsenal, West Ham, Manchester United, and Spurs are definitely vying for that spot. Currently, Arsenal sit in top four, but if Spurs have played 3 games less due to their COVID issues, which have been with the fixtures have been postponed. If they win their 3 games in hand, they will comfortably sit in fourth position, 5 points ahead of Arsenal. But the fixtures aren't that easy. They have Liverpool, Leicester, and Brighton, if I'm not wrong. Manchester United have played 1 game less. If they win their next game, they'll be 1 point ahead of Arsenal. So it's all seeming quite uncertain at the moment who will get the top four spot. I also said that West Ham won't be getting the top four spot. Why is that? Because West Ham do not have the squad. You talk about Spurs, Leicester, Arsenal, and West Ham. I think Manchester United clearly have the best squad among those four, and West Ham have the worst squad amongst the top four. No, of course, no offense to their squad, but the injuries had to kick in at some point, and this period, December, January, Premier League teams, the Premier League routine is hectic. They have a game three almost every 3 days. So, I mean, injuries had to kick in. They have kicked in. Both their center backs are out for some time now, which is of course a huge problem to them because their backups aren't so great. And this is why I back Manchester United to get that top four spot. It would be a huge failure if they do not, but I back them to get that top four spot just because they have the squad. Not because they have been very consistent or they're great defensively, but just because they have the squad. I, as an Arsenal fan, of course, want Arsenal to finish in that top four, and it would be a great achievement. But I have to be honest, Arsenal lack the consistency. I mean, we saw how they how they were beaten against Everton away from home. And yes, they beat Southampton 3-0. They beat West Ham. They beat West Ham 2-0, which is a great achievement for them. But still, I'm still not very convinced that they can get the top four spot. They have Leeds away from home on Saturday, which is tomorrow, which will be a big test. Then they have Norwich and Man City on the New Year. So it will not be easy to judge any of these teams, and who will get the top spot, I guess we'll have to see, but I am backing Manchester United to get that. So that's all for today, guys. Like my video if you liked what I said about the top 4 and top 6 in Premier League. Subscribe for more of this. Comment down below for who do you think will win the Premier League and get that top 4 spot. And stay tuned because the Barcelona to Europa League videos and Champions League draw videos are surely coming very soon. Goodbye.